Hey you. In this video we're going to talk a little bit about black and white thinking. So this stems usually from childhood. If as a child your mom may have been good enough, meaning she did a good job, but there were needs that she did not meet. Or you may have had a crappy mom. What happens as children, as babies, we depend on our caregivers, our mothers, our fathers, whoever is our guardian, our grandparents, to survive, which means we want to see the good parts of them. When there are times that our parents didn't meet our needs, maybe there were times where we were crying and they just didn't come to get us for hours because we need a parent. Babies need a parent to co-regulate with them, to make them feel safe. And we won't even get into the cried out method that was super big in the 80s. But your brain, what it will do is it will separate your mom into the good mom and the bad mom, or the good dad and the bad dad. So when your mom was giving you love or feeding you or doing all those wonderful things that a mom should do, your brain was like, oh, good mom's here. But if your mom wasn't able to meet your emotional needs, or maybe she didn't feed you when you were hungry, your brain put her into the category of, oh, that's bad mom. So it took your mom or your dad or your grandparent and it separated them into two different people, good and bad, because that's what your brain needed to do to help you survive. And then this stuck with you. So if you tend to see situations as good or bad, if you meet somebody and maybe they do something like one thing wrong, they're a bad person, right? Or you think they're a bad person, but they're not, because we're people and we're made up of good parts and we're made up of not so good parts, but that doesn't mean we're inherently bad. But our brain, if it's conditioned to see things, to see people in this way, that's the way it's going to continue to see things or people until you sit with it and heal it. So if you struggle with black or white thinking, something is either good or bad. Something is either like, you cannot look at the gray area because everything in life has a gray area. Everything. If you really struggle with this, it may be connected to your childhood and how you looked at your caregiver in order to survive. So what I would suggest is taking a minute, putting your hand on your heart, just asking yourself, does this resonate with me? Do I struggle with seeing the gray area? Do I tend to see things in black or white? I have this issue sometimes. And I think we all do, but it's about whether or not this truly resonates with you. And then going deeper and asking yourself what it's really about. And maybe if all your needs were met, and exploring that. And this is called shadow work. When we look back into like the pains and sufferings that we've experienced during childhood or in the past. When we're unable to look back and deal with the wounds from our past, we can't change our present, which means our future isn't going to change. So I encourage you to just be a little more aware if you tend to have this thinking habit, and then sitting with it and asking yourself where it came from. You can do some journaling, you can just go inside your mind, and the most important thing is to show yourself love. To know that there was a part of you that was really hurting when you developed this part. And it's so important that that part receives love and compassion because you're deserving and you're worthy of that. I hope this helped. This is Mindy Simonik. I'm a licensed therapist. You're welcome to follow for more. Have a great day, guys.